All right, hi. First time at Teach Me, I just want to say a big thanks. I've learnt loads tonight, got loads of stuff to go back with. My head is spinning. So, if I lose and mess this up, well, there's been other stuff that's been really good. So, all right, we'll start with that. Can only go up. Right, so basically, I want to talk to you about the school that I want to be in. And as all great primary practitioners do at the end of the day, I'm going to read you a story. So, bear with me. I'll do it as quick as I can. And I want you to think about your own school and your own experience of school while I read this, because we know as practitioners what great learning is. And we know it's built around that trust with those individuals. It's about the relationships. It's about enabling and empowering other people to take a risk. And sometimes we get trapped. We get trapped by routine, by the world around us, by measures, by criteria. And we lose track of what we really came into this profession for and what we aim to change the world through what we do, how we aim to change the world. So this is the best leadership book I can recommend, okay? And it is my Bible for when I feel that I'm just being sailed off course slightly or buffeted by the winds of change or directors or LEAs or Ofsted or whatever. This, other than going back into my early years setting, and watching those 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds and watching how they learn, I go back to this book. So I'm going to share this with you and try and hold the mic and read at the same time. And apologies, I haven't got the pictures with you and you're all cuddled around and we're all settling in. Okay, so I've always lived in Dinkerville. My friends all live here too. We go to Diff and Doofer School. We're happy that we do. Our school is at the corner of Dinkerzubra and Dinkerzot. It looks like any other school, but we suspect it's not. I think we're learning lots of things, not taught at other schools. Our teachers are remarkable. They make up their own rules. Questions about consistency, everyone doing the same thing. Miss Bobble teaches listening. Miss Wobble teaches smelling. Miss Fribble teaches laughing, and Miss Quibble teaches yelling. Miss Twining teaches tying knots in neckerchiefs and noodles, and how to tell chrysanthemums from miniature poodles. Miss Vining teaches all the ways a pigeon may be peppered. Useful, that, isn't it? Hungry? And how to put a saddle on a lizard or a leopard. My teacher is Miss Bonkers. She's as bouncy as a flea. I'm not certain what she teaches, but I'm glad she teaches me. Okay? Look, she chirps, I'll show you how to tell a cactus from a cow, and then I shall instruct you why a hippo cannot fly. Back to our philosophy. She even teaches frogs to dance and pigs to put on underpants. One day she taught a duck to sing, and Miss Bonkers teaches everything. Of all the teachers in our school, I like Miss Bonkers the best. Our teachers are all different, but she's differenter than the rest. We also have a principal. Now, please note the eyebrows. I get this a lot at school myself. His name is Mr. Lowe. He is the very saddest man that any of us know. Those of you in leadership felt like that today? He mumbles, are they learning this and that and such and such? His face is wrinkled as a prune from worrying so much. He breaks a lot of pencils from pushing down too hard. Been to SLT recently, asked for some cash. Yeah, how much? Gonna do that? And my dogs start barking as he mopes around the yard. We think he wears false eyebrows. In fact, we're sure it's so. We've heard he takes them off at night. I guess we'll never know. But we know he likes Miss Bonkers. He treats her like a queen. He's always there to watch her when she's on the trampoline. Staff well-being. There are many other people who make Diff and Doofer run. They are utterly amazing. I love every single one. Our nurse, Miss Clot, knows what to do. We've got sniffles or a flu. One day I had a splutter, so she bandaged me from head to toe. Mr. Plunger, our custodian, has fashioned a machine. A super-duper floopadoo. It keeps the whole school clean. It's about everyone. Everyone making an impact on the outcomes for those children. Our music teacher, Mrs. Fox, makes bagpipes out of straws and socks. Our art instructor, Mr. Breeze, paints pictures hanging by his knees. And it goes on. It talks about the cooks. It talks about the person doing IT making robotic rats. It goes on about the lunchtime helpers. It goes on and on and on. And then at lunchtime, the story takes a change. We were eating our concoctions, telling jokes and making noise, when Mr. Lowe appeared and howled, "Attention, girls and boys!" He began to fuss and fidget. He scratched and muttered, sneezed and coughed. He shook his head so hard we thought his eyebrows would come off. He wrung his hands, he cleared his throat. He shed a single tear and then sobbed. "I've something to announce, and that's why I'm here. All the schools for miles and miles around must take a special test to see who's learning such and such, to see which school's the best. If our small school does not do well, then it will be torn down, and you will have to go to school in dreary Flobbertown." "Not Flobbertown!" we all shouted, and we shuddered at the name, for everyone in Flobbertown does everything the same. It's miserable in Flobbertown. They dress in just one style. They sing one song. They never dance. They march in single file. They do not have a playground and they do not have a park. Their lunches have no taste at all. Their dogs are scared to bark. School's under threat. Got tests. What happens if you don't do well? Miss Bonkers rose. "Don't fret," she said. "You've learned the things you need to pass the test and many more. I'm certain you'll succeed. We've taught you that the earth is round, that red and white make pink, and something else that matters more. We've taught you how to think." "I hope you're right," said Mr. Lowe. He shed another tear. "The test is in 10 minutes and we're taking it right here." We sat in shock and disbelief. "Oh no," we moaned. "Oh no." We were even more unhappy than unhappy Mr. Lowe. But then the test was handed out. "Woohoo!" we yelled. "Yahoo!" Sorry, Google, not Yahoo. For it was filled with all the things that we all knew we knew. There were questions about noodles, about poodles, frogs and yelling, about listening and laughing and chrysanthemums and smelling. There were questions about other things we'd never seen or heard. And yet we somehow answered them, enjoying every word. 1 week later, after recess, Mr. Lowe meandered in. We'd never seen him smile before, but then he wore a grin. "You've saved our school," he said. He jubilantly roared. "We got the very highest scored." He wrote it on the board. So my point is that in our school, we know why we exist. And we have to stand by that in what we do and what we believe. And in a culture, in a world where we are being pushed and pressed, and we are asked to conform and be consistent, the question really is about, why are you being consistent? Because you stifle creativity with consistent. The consistency comes in the rationale, the reason, why are we doing this? And if the consistency is there, you understand the reason why and you're on the same page, then you can allow the creativity to go. And as school leaders and people that we affect a change in education, we should be allowing boundaries of creativity and support. And we need to apply the principles of good learning to all our staff. When we talk about well-being and things like that, it's really important that you allow teachers to change the lives of others by them learning how to learn. And do you create a situation and a culture within this contradictory world that allows people to fail, that enables them to take ownership, that allows them to work together? How many times do your teachers get to teach as a 2 or 3 or 4? How many times do they come up with a different way of doing marking and feedback, but each of them is equally empowering? Does it all have to be green and pink pen? Because the outcome and the reason why is the important bit. And the journey is where the learning is. So my challenge to all of you is, use the power of people. We've heard tonight, you don't need thousands of pounds to invest in IT. It's the people that make the difference. Set your high expectations. Plan to manage change, but allow the space for creativity. Value the journey of failing. Let people fail and help them enjoy failing. Because if you don't do that with your staff, you will never change the world that we want to change. Okay, that's all I've got.
Thank you.